This is Celebrity Masterchef. These Irish stars have taken time out from their celebrity schedules to see if they can cut it in the toughest kitchen in the business. They are all out to claim the coveted title of MasterChef champion. But week by week, at least one will have to leave the kitchen as they face a series of culinary challenges designed to test them to the limit.
There is a little voice in the back of my mind saying, "What are you doing?" And it's not saying it that politely.
And their taskmasters don't come any tougher. Two men at the very top level in the food business. Michelin star chef and restaurateur Dylan McGrath.
Dylan, he's quite a daunting character.
The fish is radically overcooked.
And restaurateur Nick Mounier.
Nick is actually tougher than I expected.
I won't be coming to yours for Sunday lunch any day soon.
The heat is on, but this kitchen has too many cooks. Who will be the next to hand in their MasterChef apron?
I'm delighted to have reached the halfway point. It's a process, and the longer you stay in the competition, the more you learn, the better you get, and the more confident you become.
I've been just driving myself nuts about the last challenge. I kind of blew it, really. So even though I'm terrified about what lies ahead, it has kind of given me a kick up the backside, and I kind of really want to impress the judges this time.
Good morning.
Morning. Morning.
And welcome back.
Thank you.
We have reached the halfway stage of the competition. Today, you will be attempting one of the most difficult disciplines in the kitchen. And if you're wondering what I'm doing on my own, unfortunately, Dylan is away on business. But in his place, we have invited 3-star Michelin pastry chef Claire Clark to the MasterChef kitchen to give you a masterclass of a lifetime. So without further ado, will you please welcome Claire Clark.
Pastry chef Claire is famous for her work in the French Laundry restaurant in California's Napa Valley, which has achieved the rare honour of 3 Michelin stars. She also holds an MBE for her dedication and standards of excellence.
Morning, Claire. Very honoured, Diane.
Pleased to be here.
Hello, Claire.
Hi.
Morning.
Hi, Claire.
Morning.
So tell us, what are you going to be doing for us today?
Well, I'm going to be doing a summer fruit trifle, one of my childhood favourite dishes, but it's a little bit of a modern adaptation with a little bit of a whimsical theme going through it as well. Let's get going.
Summer trifle. How hard can that be? Our celebrity cooks are about to find out.
So we're going to start by making an almond sponge, which is known as a pain de chêne. We're going to be soaking it really well in the juice from the poached raspberries.
Pain de chêne is a French almond sponge and the first step in this highly technical and intricate dish.
That started to make an emulsion. It hasn't split at all, it's coming together. It needs to be very linear and methodical. It's about foundations, building blocks. So working high, you should get plenty of air. In with your almonds. Not all of this will go through. They're going to have to spend some time scaling, measuring their preparation beforehand. If you add your eggs too quickly, again, there's a chance of it curdling. And then always bake in the centre of the oven at 160 degrees centigrade.
The next step is a vanilla mousse, made with a very familiar ingredient, bird's custard powder.
Oh, we are, but we're putting goodness into the bird's custard powder. So it's not custard, we're going to make it into a mousse afterwards. You know, when I was a child, that's what my mother used to make. We used to have sprinkles on top.
The next element is poached raspberries for the coulis.
We don't have to make the coulis, do we?
But it's easier than you think to make a coulis. There's no need to be fearful, it's just knowing and sticking to it, which most chefs don't like because they like to be creative. Patisserie is a science and it's very exact. That's the thing about pastry, there's lots of things that can go wrong.
Brilliant.
But it's how you deal with it, and it's knowing how to deal with it.
Which we don't.
Everything's going to have to be scaled to the gram for it to come out perfectly. That is kind of the best bit, right? Naughty children.
The success or failure of this task depends on attention to detail. And the centrepiece, a thin raspberry jelly, is vitally important.
It does set within a minute to 3 minutes, so you haven't got much time. So onto your tray, so it's nice and even.
Having gathered all the components, the trifle now needs to be assembled with absolute precision.
So next you're going to take your small knife and you're going to make an incision. If you mess up here, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to cut to release that centre. Do you see? And then you're going to lift out the centre.
The sponge must be hollowed out and then soaked in raspberry syrup.
Be very careful because you've got to get it soft, but you don't want it falling apart on you.
Now, the custard filling.
So it's not just a block of sponge when you cut it open. It's got something exciting inside. If the custard's not right, if the jelly's not right, if the sponge is right but you've over-soaked it, then unfortunately your foundations are not going to be very strong and it's not going to be beautifully complete at the end.
The finishing touch, a bavarois jelly roll.
Again, the colder it is, and then we're going to wrap this in our jelly.
Then add 6 nervous celebrities.
Oh, this is not a treble that we recognise.
I thought we'd done the hard bit. This is the hard bit. Oh, my God.
If they follow the recipe, their foundations will be good. But a lot of those things will feel alien to them, like actually holding the jelly and rolling it around.
I feel like crying. This is my worst nightmare.
Those things, I think, because they're alien, they're going to be harder for them. Technically, lots of things can go wrong. OK. Oh, that looks lovely. Oh. Very pleased with that.
Wow. Amazing.
OK, guys, you will basically have 3 hours to replicate the same thing. No pressure, and we would look forward to taste your dessert later.
But she keeps talking about finesse and the need to act quickly and the need to be precise. They're not skills I have.
I can't believe, if you even asked me to recreate like one element of it, like the jelly, I would struggle. But my brain is just fried now to go back in and try and recreate all of it. It's going to be a nightmare.
Desserts are not my thing. To think now then that you're actually going to be preparing a dessert for one of the top sort of pastry chefs in the world, like it's just kind of mad. It's crazy.
Sorry, Claire.
Claire has an MBE for cooking pastry. That's ludicrous. I have my I Can Swim badge. I think I got the 200 metres, that's about it.
She's worked in the French laundry, she's got 3 Michelin stars, this woman has done it all. The notion that I can replicate what she's just done is absolutely ridiculous. I can't bake, I haven't made jelly since I was about 11, I've never made custard, and the idea that I can assemble all of this and put it on a plate like a work of art, just not going to happen.
Come on, pick up the plate and lick it.
Am I worried? I'm terrified.
These celebrity cooks now have 3 hours to replicate the deconstructed summer trifle. They have exactly the same ingredients as Claire, except for the Michelin stars.
It's a massive task. There's so many little elements and bits and bobs that need to be done. I think we've just got to spend a bit of time trying to measure things out and make sure that we get the right ingredients to start off with.
Is there milk in the fridge? I'm seeing it is.
I think today is the hardest challenge by far. You know, it's really raised the bar. I was quite shocked, actually, how intricate and complicated this dish is. But, you know, that's the way it's got to be. I mean, we're getting halfway through the competition now, and I'm amazed I'm still in. So, you know, I really have to up my game. I've got to do this right.
How's your smooth paste looking?
Lumpy.
When I think of some of the other food that I've cooked, it might add a little bit of this or an extra bit of something else. But I know that this has got to be an exact science.
There's a real pressure that comes with trying to replicate one of the best chefs in the world's dessert while she's standing there looking at you.
Oh my God, Maya's on the butter already.
I think with every day that goes by, we're all going to get a little more competitive. I was trying to concentrate on everything, and it didn't seem to be the time for messing or joking or shouting across at people. This is the first time we were all doing exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. So I think we all felt the pressure because it was a total level playing field, which hasn't happened before.
Okay, guys, 1 hour has gone already. You have 2 hours left.
That was a quick hour, wasn't it?
You got a lifeline.
Yeah, I got a lifeline.
How did you feel about that?
Well, I was really annoyed with myself because I could have done so much better. So I've been really annoyed. So I've got a lot, I've got a lot riding on this.
You come back fighting.
Yeah, I'm going to do a really good job. Yeah, I was able to take a lot of aggression out on that mixture.
That's good. I can see.
Great arm work out too.
Yes.
In this task, organisation is as important as technique. By now, sponges should be in the oven, purees simmering, and the bavarois custard ready to set. But Angus has lost track of time. As a result, his custard is not frozen to the correct consistency.
You were right, David. I left it in too long. This is a mess I did not need. It was a mess I did not need. Okay, what can I be doing while that's waiting? Things went wrong very early on for me. So that really built up a huge amount of pressure for me, and pressure in terms of catch-up. Here, it's coming back. Whee. I thought I was a complete goner.
Now you stay there.
I just feel like, that game when you're little, when you have to go around the thing and you can't go.
Yeah.
It feels like that.
You're going to get electrocuted
the
in a
operation
second.
one. Yeah, and ooh. It's not a very straight line.
Okay.
So this is the parachute jump.
This is the parachute jump. Yes.
And hopefully...
You're going to watch me do this?
I am, yeah.
No, please don't. To watch someone like Claire, who's a world-renowned chef, she makes it look so easy, but you look at a little tiny piece of sponge like that, and I felt like actually cutting around a spinal cord, one wrong move and it's all over.
You have 1 hour left.
I'm going full on dunking here.
You can feel the tension.
Yeah, you can. They just, finding it a little bit harder, I think.
Tracy, are you plating up?
Yes, I'm plating up. Yeah.
Oh.
Famous last words.
It was crazy, you think you had so much time when we started off, but towards the end there I was beginning to kind of get a bit flustered because I wanted to present it well. I think the element that proved the most difficult for me was the sponge. I had a few scary moments.
Is that right? 1 inch by 3? That's what approximately.
I cut my sponge too small, and I was looking at it going, it's awfully thick. And then when I looked at the recipe, I was like, oh my God. I just hope to God it's relatively edible by the end of it.
I think sometimes if something goes wrong and you think, oh no, and it's actually quite clever to just say, well, I'm not going to do that, but I can still make it look wonderful, and I'm going to do, it's a bit of a cover-up job.
Nearly 3 hours of intense concentration, and any mistakes are likely to show on the plate.
Hopefully.
Okay, guys, you have 15 minutes left.
Not your cream.
What?
It's the custard that goes in there.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, you're a star.
With about 5 or 6 minutes to go, my bavarois wrapped in the jelly fell off onto the side of the plate. all the jelly broke and I had to start all over again. It was pretty tense. Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing now. What am I going to do with it?
Okay guys, time is up. Please stop plating. Time is up, guys.
Still to come on Celebrity Masterchef.
I put it wrong.
If you get one of those steps wrong, it's game over.
And just when you thought it was safe in the kitchen, he's back.
That's burning a little bit, isn't it?
Salt would be nice.
Earlier today, the celebrity cooks received a dessert masterclass from the world-renowned pastry chef, Claire Clark. Then they set about replicating her highly specialised deconstructed summer trifle. They had 3 hours to complete the task.
Time is up, guys. Tracy, if you're ready, would you like to present your trifle, please?
Scared of it falling off. I was kind of proud of myself that I didn't panic too much. I just said, look, I've got to do it, I've got to get it right, and I did the best I could, and, you know, it turned out okay.
The proof is in the tasting of the pudding, as they say. Okay, I'm going to have to destroy it just a little bit so that I can get a little bit of everything together. Lovely. Bavois, a lovely consistency. Huge raspberry flavour. Very good.
It's pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's subtle, like Claire's. The burst of flavour again is amazing. The only thing I would say is that your plate could have been much cleaner and shinier.
To go up first and to hear those comments after the last time, which didn't go so well for me, yeah, I was absolutely thrilled. For me personally, I definitely feel I'm much more capable than I thought I was originally.
David?
Because I kind of deviated from her presentation, I wasn't really sure how she'd react. I cut it wrong. So instead of kind of panicking, I said I'd put 2 smaller ones as opposed to 1 bigger one. And then I'd try and make a little bridge.
I love the interpretation of that.
Oh,
I think it works really well.
Recession buster. Come to me and you get 2.
So let's see how it tastes. I'd say I can just see from cutting the sponge, it could have done with a little bit more soaking.
Yeah.
Syrup hasn't gone all the way through to the middle. I mean, it's still good. I'll still eat it. I'd still pay for it in a restaurant.
Yes.
Yep.
I was nervous going up because I was just afraid that there was little elements that I wasn't happy about, but she actually loved the fact that I made a little bridge out of it, and I was really pleased with that.
And you guys would like to present your dish, please?
I was concentrating so hard on what it was that I was doing. The fact that I was actually going to be presenting it to anybody was really probably at the back of my mind. It was only at the end that we just said, oh God. As somebody who doesn't eat desserts, make desserts, or anything like that, I was genuinely, I was so proud. I was chuffed as hell putting that plate down.
There was a lot of components, a lot of technique, a lot of skill, and you've managed to put something on the plate. So I'm pleased with that, you know? I really am. Great raspberry flavour coming through from the jelly, I love that. A little bit more soaking at the bottom would have helped it. Bavois fine. It eats fine. It really does. You did well, thank you.
3 hours of hell.
That was far too honest.
I know, really, no, it was actually good fun. A lot of pressure, but good fun.
Tastes lovely.
I know it wasn't perfect, but for what I've done and what I managed to achieve, I was extremely proud.
I actually wouldn't carry a baby this carefully.
Wow.
Starting out, there was all those different elements and I tried to approach them slowly and methodically. But like any dish, until it's all assembled on the plate, you've no idea how it's going to look.
I honestly have to say you've been an absolute pleasure and a joy to watch work. I was mightily impressed, I have to say. Your technical proficiency is excellent and it shows in your work. It's beautiful. There's nothing that I could fault in that bavois. It's beautifully finished. It just looks so clean and sharp. Lovely little dots, really attention to detail, to the tiny little way that the flowers are put on. I mean, it looks amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So I hope it's going to taste as good as it looks.
So do I.
So I am going to have to destroy it at this stage.
I don't really make desserts either.
Very good. The only criticism I have is the soaking of that sponge.
Yeah.
Just a fraction more would have really nailed it. Otherwise, it's perfect.
Thank you.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much.
You should be very, very pleased.
If you ever need a job.
Wow, what a great endorsement.
Thank you, Claire. Couldn't believe it, because I don't feel like I've been top at any task before now. So to feel that you're at the kind of upper end is just, it's nice. Kind of feeling like I'm back in the game. It's kind of overwhelming. You have to get a round of applause as well. Because like, we're all pleased for each other when we do well, but that might happen less and less as the days go on.
It looks amazing. That's what it is. It actually looks too perfect to eat.
I can't believe when we watched Claire today that I could do that. So I'm really thrilled.
Each time you have a mouthful, everything bursts in the palate. It's stunning.
Thank you.
I'd gladly put that on Pichet tonight.
Right, well,
if you want to come and
talk
make
afterwards.
Yes, we'll negotiate. It's stunning. Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Thanks.
I love your choice of flowers and colours. Just nice little touches, very well placed.
It's a good sign.
I know. Now that's a well-soaked sponge. That's lovely. It's really moist all the way through. And lots of vanilla, which is delightful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
No, well done. Maya's got competition.
I just couldn't believe it. I'm made up. And when you get good comments in the show, you're on cloud nine, and when things go wrong, you have to be picked up off the floor.
You're cooking a dessert that has so many different components. It is an incredibly complex process. If you get one of those steps wrong, it's game over. And I feel it's going to be game over now.
So, Connor, presentation is beautiful. That was sort of one of your things that you weren't getting right, and I think you've done a really good job on the presentation.
Thank you.
Yep, you've got the almond flavour in the sponge. The mousse is nice and aerated inside. The jelly is a lovely consistency. It's clean, it's fresh. It's a really, really good job.
Thank you.
So well done.
Nice light bavois. Could do a touch more vanilla. Tiny little bit more. Otherwise, yeah, I'd be quite happy to pay for that. Eat that in a restaurant.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
And with the extra raspberry coulis that you're wearing. Well done.
Thank you very much. That's going to make you feel good. Given that I'd never made a sponge, custard or jelly before, I'm pretty pleased.
I think the standard from everyone today was just through the roof. There was not one bad dish, and I think that just keeps everyone on their toes.
I think it went amazingly well, and I think they did really well. They were very focused. You know, they were working so quietly.
Yes.
And they're really following the recipe to the letter. So I think that showed in their results in the end.
Let's choose maybe the top two.
Undoubtedly Maya.
Yes.
And also Yvonne. Maya's was just technically beautiful and great to watch. But the flavour, the best flavour and texture was definitely Yvonne.
Oh,
Well
God.
done. Amazing.
Well done,
Glad
guys.
that's over. Oh.
Early morning on day 2, and the celebrities face their second dessert challenge.
Yesterday for me was a big heads up as to how much talent was in the room. There wasn't one disaster.
It's exciting and it's daunting. Some of us will make it through to the final, which would be absolutely incredible. But one step at a time. Don't run away with yourself, Angus. Yeah, one step at a time.
And relaxing is not an option. Dylan is back.
Hi guys.
Great to have you back.
Hi Claire. So tell me, how'd they do yesterday?
Oh, they did fantastic. We had a phenomenal day and the standard was unbelievable.
Yeah, they're really going to be inspired to do their own desserts today.
Brilliant. Delighted. Look forward to tasting it.
Are you going to be impressed?
Good.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Taking inspiration from what you learned yesterday, we would like you to take us on a trip down memory lane.
Your task today is to create a dessert that holds your fondest memories from childhood.
You will have 2 hours to complete the dish. And at the end of this task, one of you, sadly, will be leaving the Masterchef kitchen for good.
So, off you go.
Before you come through the door into the kitchen, I get that buzz as if I'm going out to race. And unfortunately, I've been injured over the last kind of 2 years, and I've missed that buzz. I've missed that adrenaline rush, and I really feel going through that door, I'm getting back out onto the track, and I get that adrenaline just to perform better, and hopefully I'll stay in the competition so I can keep doing it.
With pictures from their youth to inspire them, the celebrity cooks set about their dishes.
Hi Connor.
Hi Dylan, how are you?
How are you, man?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Good, good. Looks good. What are you doing?
I'm doing a moon dust delight with a raspberry coulis and a brandy snap.
Okay.
Now, what I've done, when I was growing up, dessert options were limited. So basically we had 2 choices, which were trifle and angel delight. So what I'm doing is a kind of modern interpretation of angel delight, but I'm going to serve that on a hazelnut biscuit base, and then there'll be a surprise. Do you know the surprise?
Yeah.
Popping candy.
Oh, very good.
So
Okay, well, let's hope your mousse sets in time.
Fingers crossed.
Good luck, Connor.
Thanks a lot.
a million.
It was a bit ominous when he said, let's hope your mousse sets on time.
Gorgeous.
Look at that hair.
How old were you there?
13 maybe. My dish today was a sticky toffee pudding with dark treacle and bourbon sauce and a lemon and ginger ice cream. I once had sticky toffee pudding when I was a kid, and I was a really fussy eater and I absolutely loved it, and then somebody told me that there were dates in it, and that was it. I would not eat it again. It makes me think about the fact that I didn't eat so many lovely foods because psychologically I didn't like the look of foods.
I didn't like them as a kid.
No, I did.
You did?
But they taste really good in the sticky toffee pudding.
Got completely inspired from yesterday then.
I'm a little concerned this is going to be so simple compared to what we did yesterday. So I'm really relying on the fact that it tastes good. Well, I think it tastes good, and hopefully
Simple things are quite often the best. And you've got quite a few techniques. You've got your ice cream, which is a technique. You've got your sticky toffee pudding, your sauce. So there's still quite a lot going on.
When you say it like that.
Yeah, it's quite a lot going on.
In my head, my childhood memory is rhubarb and custard, which is kind of stewed, boiled, bashed, and served with custard. Whereas I'm hoping this will be a lot more delicate an affair.
And so Angus's childhood memories inspire a vanilla panna cotta with rhubarb and elderflower syrup.
I'm sure you didn't call it panna cotta when you were 9 years of age.
This was a take on custard, as opposed to using the egg, so I would never have seen a panna cotta as a child.
And so who taught you to cook then, Angus?
My mum initially, when I was very young, And then later on, then I would have been kind of first in from school, and so like I was the one who put on dinner and that kind of thing, and it just went from there.
Wow.
I was a bit worried yesterday that I knew that I could be in very serious danger.
A lot's riding on today to ensure that I stay in the competition.
How are you going to cook that rhubarb?
Now, I want to poach it sort of very gently in some water and sugar on a very low to medium heat, but to allow sure that it's cooked through, but not for it to lose its shape or form.
Have you measured this with a ruler, have you?
Yeah, I said they're looking very neat and precise.
What do you think so far?
I think we got a lot of rhubarb on the plate over there. It'll be interesting to see whether that works.
It's a hard thing to do. You know, it's so basic that it's got to be done right.
There's a really odd atmosphere in the kitchen of it's calm, but it's tense and it's really focused. It doesn't feel like being at home in your kitchen, it feels like being in an exam hall.
I really want this to work out. It's quite complicated. There's a lot of things to remember, and I'm a little bit nervous because I really wanted, the guys and Claire to be happy with it.
Tracy's dessert is Roquefort and honey ice cream with Parmesan biscuits.
We never had desserts growing up because, my father was a jockey and he was always watching his weight and wasting, so my mother would always tailor the cooking for his needs, So I just developed a savoury tooth, and I love my cheese, and I'm mad about blue cheese, so try and incorporate that into kind of a dessert type thing.
It sounds divine, even though it's not a traditional sweet dish. I mean, it actually sounds delicious.
It does, I have to
Let's
say.
see what happens.
Well, I'm looking forward to this. That smells incredible.
Actually, yes.
I'm very excited.
Oh, don't build me up.
I know, well,
One way to go.
it's all down to you.
Yes, right, go away.
Cheers, Tracy.
Thank you.
This is a dish that we were probably supposed to know inside out, and I think for most of us we were trying to do something that was going to impress her. So it's more at stake to put something down that you claim to be yours. Some of the others had really adventurous flavours and really different flavour matching, and mine's just quite simple: vanilla, semi-Fredo, dark chocolate and a bit of fruit and cream. We never really had dessert.
In your house?
No, not really.
Okay.
My mum she'd buy Viennetta for special occasions, and hide the box in the bin.
Viennetta?
Yeah,
Okay, so this is your take on Viennetta, is it?
a slightly posher Viennetta without the box hidden in the bin.
Morning.
David.
How are you?
Hi, David.
I'm good. What can I say? I did like my food by the looks of things back then, didn't I?
You weren't running at that stage.
Oh, God, no. I could do with a bit of running back then.
So tell us, what is the memories coming back for you today?
Yeah, well, I love desserts. And, yes, I'm an athlete and I look after my diet, but we're all human. We all love a treat. So growing up, my grandmother had a pear tree in the garden, and we always had pears. So I'm going to do a baked pear with my take on a cheesecake, which is I'm using ricotta. So I'm going to mix that with a bit of ice and sugar and put through that pistachio nuts, because I love the crunch, and white chocolate. Top it with some nice fresh strawberries. So a bit of a healthier kind of option.
Okay.
So hopefully there's a lot of kind of fresh, summery flavours.
Yeah.
I have to be quite healthy,
Pistachios are very good for you.
Pistachio,
cheese
yeah,
is
there's
good
crunch.
for you. It's
Exactly.
low
So
fat.
actually, the protein content will be quite high. I am a man of routine, and I do stick to things I know. But the standard has been raised so high that you have to push the boundaries here. You have to kind of get out of your comfort zone and just make new things.
Okay, guys, 1 hour has gone already. You have 1 hour left.
I think what's frustrating me on the show is that I'm learning so much from Dylan and from Nick and from Claire that I just wish I had more time.
But a lapse in concentration results in Yvonne's baking tray not being properly cooled.
Have you done this before?
Yeah.
Her puddings are now stuck to the tray.
The time pressure is just, your time management is so important. It really plays with your emotions and can drive you crazy.
What's going on
What I'm
here?
trying to do is make a little basket to put the to sit the ice cream in to make it look slightly more impressive because Claire's here. Hopefully that'll work. So I'm going to pipe it in little spirals around it. So I tried it once and it burst. And I have to repaint my ceiling. That's how much mess it made. So I haven't actually done it before when it's worked.
Would you like some technical advice?
Yes, please.
Am I allowed to give technical advice, Nick?
Yeah, because if it bursts, honestly, it will just go everywhere.
Very gently, once it gets thick, just take it up 1 or 2 degrees more.
Are you taking this in?
Thank you. Yes, I'm not exaggerating. When they burst, it was just a disaster. My face was just covered. So I thought, will I try this on TV?
I will leave it to it. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thanks for the tip.
Just working alongside her puts me under intense pressure because she's so good and she's so polished and measured and accomplished. And look at me, like I'm all over the shop. It's terrible. That's burning a little bit, isn't
Yeah, don't burn your brandy snap.
I love the intensity of it. I love the fact that I'm actually learning new things, but wouldn't really have a serious ambition of winning it simply because I don't think I'm good enough.
And with Connor's confidence dwindling, one of the world's top pastry chefs decides to take a closer look.
The mousse is basically just the chocolate with cream folded in. But I left tiny little pieces of the Valrhona in the mousse, just to add a different texture to it.
Actually, this is one of the hardest mousses you can make too. You're making what we call it a truffle tart, which is just chocolate and cream together. And I can see you've done it beautifully, but you know, there was all sorts of things that could have gone wrong and haven't gone wrong there.
Fingers crossed, because it's in the fridge now.
So, no, I can see just by looking at it there.
Yeah.
His chocolate truffle mousse looked spot on. You know, and I love the space dust touch, so I think he's got some good techniques there.
It tastes beautiful.
Yeah, but have you seen it? It's a bit of a mess.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the finished product yet, though.
Can you put balloons in the fridge?
Of course you can.
Bit worried about Maya's balloon.
I do agree. I am worried about Maya's bowl.
I'm not convinced that's going to work at this stage.
Okay.
After the break, chaos in the kitchen.
Just caved in on itself. Couldn't have gone any worse.
Like, what's a good idea unless you have any sort of technical skill or execution? You know, it's just an idea.
With elimination just 30 minutes away, the celebrity chefs are putting the final touches on the desserts inspired by childhood memories. Under the watchful eyes of Nick, Dylan and guest chef Claire Clark.
They've had 2 hours to prepare their dish. We've got 20 minutes left. What do you think so far?
I'm liking the sound of traces.
It's the one I'm looking forward to tasting the most. What she's taken on is very difficult. So let's hope she can pull it off.
Yeah.
I want to give myself time because I don't want to be like I am right now, sort of hopping all over the place. It's really getting tough now. There's serious pressure.
Just panicking, as I have been for the last week and a half, so there's nothing new there.
Salt will be nice.
5 minutes to go, and the cooks have taken on some difficult techniques. And Connor is feeling bittersweet about his chocolate mousse.
I tried to get the damn thing out of the fridge and it just caved in on itself. So I panicked. I cut it into a few rectangles, made a square on the plate, covered it in cocoa powder and then added some chocolate. It was a total car crash.
Make it look
That's right.
$1 million, yeah.
Presentation, it really does frustrate me because I think I can do it. You know, I've got a picture in my head of how I'm going to lay the plate out, and it just never turns out how I mean it to. It always ends up looking messy.
Please step away from the workstation. Connor.
Well, I was supposed to be serving you an angel's delight, but I'm afraid what you're getting is a dog's dinner. I'm not happy with that at all.
Are you not happy?
No. I had 90 seconds to plate up, which just, funnily enough, wasn't enough.
Because you're now covering up your mistakes, there's a lot of chocolate on there now.
Yeah, there is.
So you left most of your whole concept in the tin, which seems to be a lot of the popping candy. That was the idea. And then the hazelnut base.
I've got some of the candy.
Good.
I think it's such a shame because your techniques were so good. So I think it's a shame that it all kind of fell apart at the end. Part of a skill is when something goes wrong, how can you rectify and pull it back? And you perhaps didn't show that ability too well today.
Just, got it. To be honest, I think I'm a dead man walking.
I've got sticky toffee pudding with butterscotch sauce, and it's got dark treacle and bourbon in it, and some lemon ice cream with ginger.
I like your sponge. It's not too bouncy, it's not too thick. It's quite light, and there's plenty of flavour in there with the dates, and I think you're progressing.
The lemon works really well with the ginger. It's really nice. I like the way it eats, and I would eat more of it, so well done.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's very tasty. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
My number one fear was making a fool of myself, and I've let that go now because that chocolate balloon, it could have burst in my face or over someone else, and it didn't, and I'm going to keep trying to do that. I'm just going to say, sod it, just do it, try it.
Her balloon stayed intact, but will Maya's bubble be burst when they taste her chocolate crunch with vanilla semi-frido in a chocolate basket with caramel shards and blackcurrant cassis?
Incredible, what technical beauty. Let me try and see if it tastes as good as it looks. Beautiful, eats beautifully.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you've been very adventurous with the basket. We weren't sure whether it was going to work, and it does. I like the banana. I like the blackberries. There is some acidity, some tartness still in there, so it cuts through the cream.
The offer of the job still stands.
Oh, thank you. I'm doing up my CV as we speak.
I was happy with my presentation, but when I saw everyone else's, I was like, oh my God, the stakes are gone through the roof.
David is presenting his healthy ricotta cheesecake with amaretto, pistachio and strawberry with a roasted stuffed pear.
It's a little bit of a twist on a regular cheesecake, so I think that was very clever. Your orange in there as well.
There's the juice of orange, and there's zest orange on the strawberries.
Yeah, I'm getting all the flavours, everything.
I'm not a fan of cheesecakes, you know that. Wouldn't order it off a menu, and I put it that way. But if I saw this, I probably would.
I hope that means you like it.
I absolutely love it. What I like about it is that you give me loads of flavours. You get pistachio, amaretti, biscuits, the ricotta cheese is not overpowering, and then that is another dessert on its own.
I do have to agree there. The pear is just too much.
Okay.
It's like 2 desserts on 1 plate.
Yeah.
Next, Tracy, and a cheese board-inspired dessert. A Roquefort and honey ice cream with caramelised pears, parmesan biscuits, and a honey cream sauce.
Okay, just tell me about this. What is this?
That's a honey cream sauce, and it's
Honey cream sauce.
hasn't gone quite right.
Has it got eggs in it?
Yeah, it's got eggs in it.
So you've overcooked them?
Possibly a little bit, yes. My lovely eggs that I brought from my hens at home, they will be ashamed of me, but it didn't turn out as smooth and as nice as I would have liked. I just don't think it looks so good, but I've done that loads of times and it never did that to me, but anyway, it did today.
I do think that you've taken a kind of a marriage, the blue cheese, the pears, honey, and parmesan, and tried to marry them together. I don't think it's unpleasant. I think it tastes nice. I just think the presentation's really let you down.
Yeah.
I think you were really adventurous with your flavour profiles, but I personally really do like them. The ice cream is delicious. It's just down to your presentation.
I'd love to get good at presentation because it's something I really admire in dishes, but I struggle with that. I really do.
So the thing is, the time just runs away, doesn't it? So quickly, and it's just that panic station, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Have I done enough? I think I'm very borderline at the moment. I might be going home.
And finally from Angus, a vanilla panna cotta and rhubarb served with a rhubarb and elderflower syrup and almond biscuits.
It's perfect texture. It's exactly how a panna cotta should be. It's lovely texture, packed of flavour. I love the elderflower.
It's really light. The rhubarb is the centre of the dish. It is cooked well, and it is quite sharp still. But without a doubt, your panna cotta is what will cut all that flavour right down. Well, I like your presentation. I think it all sits very well together, and I like the little biscuits, so good job, well done.
Thank you.
It's really feminine, it's really girly, it's really pretty. And it's sorry.
Feminine childhood memories.
I really like Angus, and he's a character, but he does sometimes get a flap on. And, you know, you look across and he's kind of running around like a headless chicken, but then he produces magnificent dishes at the end, so there is meta to his madness.
Lovely. Hats off to you, because for somebody who's not really done many desserts before, I think you're really coming out of yourself and really trying to prove something to yourself.
As far as I was concerned, I didn't care how mine ranked compared to anybody else. It's been a huge learning curve. I was just so pleased with what I'd managed to achieve.
I'm glad that's over.
Oh. That was really tense, wasn't it?
Oh, that was tense.
Holy God.
Far more than yesterday.
Just on behalf of myself and Dylan, I just want to say thank you so much. It's been amazing, it's been an honour. I think everyone really enjoyed it. So
yeah, they did. You can see the impact that it's had on them, and they've all taken to desserts, so well done.
Who was your favourite today?
I think for taste, David.
Mm-hmm.
For presentation, Maya.
Yes.
They're definitely the top two. Three, I would probably say the panna cotta. And it looked good on the plate too, so and taste and flavour was there. Yeah.
6 are about to become 5 as Nick and Dylan assess each performance and decide which celebrity cook must hand in their apron.
So we're halfway through the competition.
Yeah.
I think the beauty of the last 2 days was these tasks really did prove to us who remained consistent, who sort of had a wobbly moment, and the others that really have progressed.
Some of them are starting to leave the pack. David's definitely somebody that seems to always produce. He's got a lightness of hand that some of them don't have.
And Yvonne, for instance, I mean, she's progressed, hasn't she? Let's face it.
I think she was just very nervous and very flustered when she started. She maybe was always that good. She's just settled down a little bit, so it was good to see.
And Angus?
One thing about Angus is that he hasn't fallen too far from the tree at any point.
And Maya?
Yeah, Maya, there's been an improvement. She has her ups and she has her downs, and she seems to be on the way up again, which is great to see. But, you know, you never know, she might fall again. How people handle the encouragement or handle the fact that they're improving, whether or not they start to slack off or whether or not they keep pushing forward, it's just down to the nature of the beast. Some of them are not moving at the same pace the others are, which are getting really left behind, like Tracy and Connor too.
Connor really panicked today. He was really calm at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he just completely lost.
Well, his dessert sounded lovely, but before we knew where we are, he'd obviously not greased the mould properly because most of the base was stuck to the bottom. Technically, he doesn't think things through properly. Another person that does that is definitely Tracy. She doesn't have that second speed. She doesn't have that last minute. It kind of falls apart and she lets it.
She hasn't really upped her game as such, as you would expect.
But all she has to do is execute a plate of food that is effectively clean, simple, cooked properly and presented correctly. You know, it's not rocket science. Both their results are not good enough. Like, what's a good idea unless you have any sort of technical skill or execution? It's just an idea. We're really starting to see you develop and learn, although some of you are taking more of a lead than others.
Tracy and Connor, you both started off well, but your attention to detail and your finishing and your presentation let you down.
So taking all this into consideration, the next person to leave the Masterchef kitchen is... Tracy. Thank you.
Bye, Tracy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We were pretty certain it was one of us, but I couldn't call it, so it just happened to be me. But I'm glad Connor's staying in, because he was gutted about his dessert. It's awful. You know, you hear your name called out. You know, I thought I was prepared, but you're not. It's like, oh, okay. It's been a great experience. I think what I miss the most is the challenge of going into something that, you know I'm not good at and really trying to prove myself. I'm surprised how sad I am about it, actually. Yeah, I was hoping to go a bit further.
Well done. You have passed the halfway stage of the competition.
Although next time, we plan to step things up.
Next week on Celebrity Masterchef.
Today, we're going to run a proper restaurant service.
1 pork, 2 veal and a cod.
Yes, chef.
Yeah.
Yes, chef.
It's a big ask, and I'm going to have to keep a watchful eye.
What's that?
This is absolutely delicious. It's kind of cold.
She's done me proud, and I'm sure that's why she entered the competition, to do her husband proud.